Rancho Bernardo's Cole Hamels takes the mound at his hometown today, racking up better than a strikeout per inning this season. Clayton Richard looks to be the Padres skid stopper for a San Diego club that's won 10 straight on Sunday. A gorgeous Sunday afternoon at Petco Park for the third and final game of the series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the first-place San Diego Padres. Welcome into the booth with Mark Dealey and Mark Grant. Okay, Mud, the Padres have lost 3 in a row, but there's no panic from the players' perspective. And also, they've only given back a half game of their lead to the second-place Giants during the skid. And they still have the best record in the National League.
And that's the main thing that as Padre fans should look at. The Giants still looking up at the Padres. That 6 looks pretty good. But the most important thing, scratch another day off the calendar. Hopefully the Padres can get back on their winning ways in this third game of the 3-game series against the Fightin' Phils.
And they face Cole Hamels, native San Diegan, who, if he's your number 3 starter, that's a pretty stout Phillies rotation. But the Padres historically have had some success against Hamels.
Hey, this guy's been an MVP in the postseason. He pitched great in 2008, and right now, Cole Hamels is throwing the ball extremely well. But back in June, it was a different Cole Hamels. The velocity was down. The breaking ball was not biting, and hence the home run. Scott Harrison, hey, that's a ballpark that a lot of guys can hit the ballpark out of, but if you make mistakes, they'll make you pay, and they made Hamels pay back in Philly.
You know, history doesn't always repeat itself. What do these good numbers mean against Hamels?
Well, not only these guys hitting well against Hamels, but you take the active Padres roster combined, everybody hitting .376. But I want to focus on Miguel Tejada, .750 batting average. Now it's a different Cole Hamels because the velocity is back up to 96. He's incorporated the cutter and the curveball. Miguel Tejada is going to face a different Cole Hamels, and according to a lot of people in Philly, he's pitching better now than he was back in 2008 when the Phillies won the whole darn thing.
Let's take a look at the pitching matchup, and for the Phils, it does feature Cole Hamels on the hill. He has pitched well in the last 6 weeks, but is winless in his last 8 starts, despite putting up an ERA under 3 over that stretch. Clayton Richard has won his last 3 starts in a row and won his last 5 decisions. Today's pitching matchup is presented by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. A look at the midway on this Military Sunday. A terrific Sunday afternoon in San Diego. Padres and Phillies for the finale of this 3-game series. Closed captioning of our telecast this afternoon brought to you by Corky's. Some pitchers throw heat. Corky's throws heat at termites. Find out about Corky's totally green heat treatment today.
Well, hey, it's Sunday Run Day, isn't it?
It has been that way for the Padres over the last, 10-plus Sundays.
We've got the Military here. We've got a beautiful downtown, gorgeous day at Petco Park, and the left-hander, Clayton Richard, on the hill.
Here's the lineup that Clayton will face for the Fightin' Phils. Brought to you by Floor Trader. Pay way less for your flooring and take it home today. Now open in Lemon Grove. Notice no Ryan Howard in the lineup. Oh, the two switch hitters at the top of the order, including Jimmy Rollins, 4 for 9 in this series with a couple of runs scored. Then Victorino and Polanco. So Utley's in the cleanup spot, followed by Worth. Sweeney getting the start at first, with Ibanez, Ruiz, and Hamels rounding out the order.
Need to take care of that number 2 guy, Shane Victorino. He was a thorn in the side of the Padres yesterday. And Charlie Manuel is looking for the sweep here in San Diego. How about the Phils? Doing quite well here at Petco Park. 17-4. Ouch.
And 6 straight wins for them here at Petco. Facing Clayton Richard, our starting pitching profile brought to you by the Mark Condos. Luxurious downtown San Diego condos from the 300s. Go to themarksandiego.com.
Darren Balsley said one thing before the game. It was plain and simple. He said, have to eliminate the walks. 64 walks, 159 plus innings pitched. But last time out for Clayton Richard, he issued 5 free passes. And what causes that? Well, sometimes he works a little bit too quickly, works underneath the baseball, and elevates it out of the strike zone.
So we're ready to go. The first place Padres, the Phillies, who have a game-and-a-half lead in the wild card, 2 games behind the Braves in the NL East. And the Padres, despite the 3 straight losses, still 6 up on the Giants. Great to have you along. And the first pitch of the afternoon to Jimmy Rollins is a strike. 74 degrees and sunshine at game time. Down low to Rollins. You know, we mentioned right when the first game of the series began about the number that Jimmy Rollins and the Phils point to, that when he scores a run, most of the time they win. He scored 2 runs here in their 3-2 win in extras on Friday. So they are 24-6 when Rollins scores.
And you would think that pitchers, they want to get this guy out, right? They don't want to issue a free pass. He's the threat of the stolen base, of course. Extra base hit. He can score from first base.
It's the 3-1 back to the mound.
Change up.
And Richard throws him out.
See that changeup thrown over to first base?
And he gets the leadoff man, Jimmy Rollins. Here's the Padres defense. Brought to you by Easy Turf Synthetic Lawns and Putting Greens. The best looking synthetic grass is now more affordable. Call 866 Easy Turf. Kristen Orfia was a late scratch due to a sore back, so it's Venable getting the start at center with Scott Hairston and Ludwig in the outfield as well. Victorino taking the strike on the outside corner. In many ways, he was the difference yesterday with the defensive play, the throw from the outfield, and the hits to drive in a couple. Sent it in the air, shallow right. Ludwig coming in, gets to the spot, 2 down.
It'd be nice if Clayton Richard could work the first 3 innings or so and only have a workload of less than 10 pitches. Maybe going to the 4th with around 30 or so.
He's at 7 right now through the first 2 hitters. Placido Polanco, the third baseman, takes a strike. Very good pitching matchup in the first game, Latos and Oswalt. But I tell you what, we don't have a bad one here today either.
Good matchup.
Strike 2 on the outside edge to Polanco, who does have a couple of hits in the series. 2 for 9 with an RBI. And he's 5th in the National League overall in average at .312.
This is something that I'd like to see the Padre pitchers do more often. Get it. We've seen 0-2 and then work deep counts. See if you can put him away. Waste the pitch here. Make him chase. Okay, didn't chase. Now put him away.
Two outs, bases empty in the Phillies' first inning. Richards' 12th pitch of the frame. Broken bat, soft liner, caught by Adrian. You ask, Mudd receives. Nice quick first for Clayton Richard. And the Padres coming up in the bottom half. Burger at Carl's Jr. It's a Philly cheesesteak on a burger. Bottom of the first, Eck leading off. First one down low. Against Cole Hamels, our starting pitching profile, brought to you by the all-new Cadillac SRX, which is the Cadillac of crossovers. Strike call 1-1.
Well, Cole Hamels, the velocity is up, and that is huge for this left-hander. Fastball change, cutter, and a curve. The cutter, I'll elaborate on that a little later, but it's a good pitch to righties.
There it is, up high.
Yep.
Eck with 2 hits in the series and 8 at-bats. Off the plate away, 3 balls and a strike. Phillies have won the first 2 of this series, both in tight fashion, including extra innings on Friday. Strike runs at full. Payoff pitch to Eck. And strike 3 call, says Wally Bell. Eck headed to first. He thought that was outside.
He went the fastball down and away, and according to tracks, off the plate. Wally Bell rings him up. And I was about to say prior to that pitch, with the stuff of Cole Hamels, how does this guy, how is he winless in his last 8 starts?
Well, here's the answer to that. In his last 4 starts, he has received 0 run support. And when I mean 0,
you mean 0?
0. All 4 games combined, his offense has not scored a run for him when he's been in the game.
It's tough to pitch that way.
Yeah, tough to win that way for sure. 1-0, and Miggy takes a strike on a changeup. Tejada's had the very good career numbers against Hamels. 9 for 12 in his career against Cole Hamels, but again, most of those at bats a few years ago.
Oh, good fastball, good firm fastball at 94. And okay, it's already in the heads of the Padre hitters, and I'm sure Eck is back on the bench telling them, "Hey guys, outer half of the plate, off the plate a little bit. You better be hacking."
Cutter rides in and fouled back by Tejada. Eck called out on strikes on what track said was outside, but Wally Bell has the important decision, called it strike 3.
And probably hitters are thinking, you know, this guy Hamels, he doesn't need any more help, right? Then we get that pitch off the plate.
Tejada lifts a fly ball to left field. Ibanez coming in. Got that one in on the hands of Tejada, and there are 2 down. Take a look at the Padre lineup, brought to you by Alpine Rock and Block. Start your next backyard project with Alpine Rock and Block. Eck, Tejada, Adrian, Ludwig batting cleanup. Headley, Torrey Albert, Scott Hairston. Good career numbers against Hamels, with Venable getting the start in center, and then Clayton Richard hitting 9th. Base is empty for Adrian. These for a strike.
You know, I've often thought, you know how the book says you load up righties against lefties? One time I'd like to see a manager just load up lefties. I mean, depending on how many lefties you have in the lineup. And I'll tell you why. If you have a pitcher, a lefty, who's got like the curveball, the slider, the cutter, which works effectively into the righties,
it's going to break towards the barrel.
Doesn't that take away from the lefties to where you just dive? Especially if a guy doesn't have command of the pitch on the inside part of the plate to the lefties. Now, it seems like Hamels is trying to do that. The pitch prior to that last pitch inside, and then that one misses. Now, if you've got a lefty who can do that, that works to the lefty's advantage. But a lot of guys, like L. Leiter, when he was pitching, it just takes the cutter away.
And the foul tip.
Sounds crazy? Yeah. Just like to see it one time and see what happens.
The lefty-lefty matchup is always more pronounced. People don't seem to think too much of the righty-righty matchup, which you see all the time.
It's because there's an abundance of righties on righties, right?
2-2 to Adrian. And he gets it through the middle and into center field. Even though he got jammed, fights it off and has the first hit of the game. It's the Phil's defense for this afternoon, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. In the outfield, left to right, Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth, Polanco, and Sweeney on the corner. Sweeney with the start at first instead of Ryan Howard. Rollins and Utley up the middle with Ruiz back behind the plate. Ryan Ludwig still feeling the effects of that hit by pitch with 2 outs, 2 strikes in the ninth on Friday that got him near the wrist. But not out of the lineup. Playing through it, 2 for 8 in the series. His combined numbers between St. Louis and San Diego. He plays in his 27th Padre game today. Right now, Hamels locating that inside corner to both sides of the plate.
And you can tell by his body language, he's working quickly. He's got that release point down. Wanted to get right back up on that hill and go to work again. 2 quality pitches to Ludwig.
Adrian at first with 2 outs. No score in the Padre first inning. Line pass Sweeney and into right field. Adrian scoots down to second, and it's 2 on, 2 outs. Well, Ludwig, who fell behind 0-2, fighting that off and taking it the other way, lining it to right.
We've seen Ryan Ludwig do that many times, being down 0-2 and shorten it up and take it the other way. That's just good old-fashioned professional hitting.
Two on, 2 outs for third baseman Chase Headley. Fastball strike from Hamels. We mentioned Hamels winless in his last 8 starts, even though his ERA in that span 2.83. Little, if any, run support. The last time he won, July 11th against the Reds. The reason he won, he didn't give up any runs in 7 2/3 and won the game 1-0. Pickoff attempt. I'll tell you what, with John Hirschbeck's initial body language, I thought he was about to call Ryan Ludwig out, but he did get the safe sign.
How about the body language of Sweeney?
He was selling it.
He pegged his leg right in front of. Oh, he's safe, I think.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Maybe the fingers weren't on the bag yet?
Fingers were close. It looked like Sweeney's tag when it came down. Dirt thin body.
So the fingers weren't on the bag yet? And then he got him on the forearm?
Let's take another peek.
Fingers are up in the air, ball and glove. Oh, you know what? He was blocked. You're right. Hirschbeck was blocked.
He was trying to move around to get a little better look.
That was very close.
Padres are fortunate that the inning is continuing, though Headley behind in the count. It sends it in the air down the right field side. Worth watching it sail foul near the pole.
The Petco pole.
They're at the 3:22 mark. Chase has hit 2 home runs right-handed this year of his 10 total. Flirting with one down the right field line there. Hamels retired the first 2. Hits by Adrian and Ludwig, 2 on, 2 outs. Another one that jammed Headley that he bounces foul near the plate. Hamels can stack up the strikeout numbers better than a strikeout per inning this year.
And you mentioned his last 8 starts, right? He's doing everything he can to try to win games. He struck out 63 batters, only walked 11 in 54 innings.
Close pitch just off that inside corner and a full count.
Pretty good pitch. First of all, tough pitch to lay off when you're a hitter.
Adrian and Ludwig will be off with this 2-out, 3-2 pitch. Popped up. Out of the shallow center, backing up Utley. He's calling for it. And he makes the catch. Padres put 2 on with 2 outs and strand both. No score after 1 from Petco. Military Sunday at Petco Park for the finale of this series and of this homestand, though the Padres only gone for 3 before coming right back. Strike 1 to Chase Utley as we get into the second.
Okay, another reason why the righty-lefty thing. Adrian Gonzalez is going to play regardless, right? Chase Utley is going to play against lefties regardless, right?
No question.
Why don't those guys sit?
In fact, Adrian's numbers against lefties better than against right-handed pitching this year.
Just a thought, just an argument over a couple of social sparklers, you know, talking about baseball.
Yeah, that matchup probably gets. There's strike 3, getting Utley looking. First strikeout. They played Richard. The old uno dos.
Adios. Did he get a call?
Near that outside corner. Let's look.
Oh, that's a strike. That's a legit strike.
Right fielder Jason Worth.
Boy, he's been, you know, I know this Philly offense has been struggling.
He's been aggressive.
He's been aggressive, and he's missed some mistakes as well. But one thing, I think his swing is under control. Does that make sense?
He checks his swing there. Appeal denied.
It looks like he's really trying to slow his swing down. Being aggressive, but being, you know, slowing it down a little bit. Not being off balance.
Got under that and pops it in the air to shallow right center field. Ludwig wants it. With the sunglasses on.
All right, 12 pitches in the first inning.
6 so far here in the second. Bases are empty for Mike Sweeney, the veteran getting the start at first. He had a big pinch hit in yesterday's game. Rolled one out to short. And off the bat looked like it may be an inning-ending double play, but Sweeney beat the relay by an eyelash at first, and the Phils Jumped back in front of the game as a result and hung on.
I remember this guy was a pain in the backside when we were up in Seattle.
They had a really good spring this year. I remember, of course, the Padres and Mariners share the Peoria complex. But all the Mariners people talked about was, hey, Sweeney's having such a great spring. They got to make room for him on this club because he had been taken off the 40-man in the offseason.
Hey, you know, two different ballparks, too. Seattle and Philadelphia.
Seattle being a lot like here. But Sweeney in 30 games with the Mariners hit 6 home runs. This is his 17th game with the Phillies since coming over in a trade for the proverbial player to be named later or cash. They'll still work that out. Off the end of the bat and fouls it away.
Traded for cash. That's pretty cool if you think about it. It's better than being traded for Braulio Castillo.
Or a bag of balls and some extra bats. Rip foul down the third base side.
That's when Clayton Richard is at his best. Sure, Sweeney fought it off and spun on that, but when Clayton can bury that fastball into the righties, he's going to have a good day. But how about Mike Sweeney wearing the number of Pat Burrell?
We got the old number 5 on. And the breaking ball strikes out Sweeney. 2 Ks in the inning for Clayton Richard. 24 pitches for Clay through the first inning and a half. Hey, are you in? Padres 2011 season tickets are on sale now. Season tickets are the best way to guarantee your 2010 Padres postseason tickets and make sure you have the best seats for all the big games. Don't wait. The number at the bottom of your screen, 619-795-5555. Representatives are standing by. You were in when the team was 75 and 87 last year.
Hey,
I think we bought into the last 2 months last season.
I'm always in. Anything Padres, I'm in. Big fan.
Torrey homered in the first game of the series on Friday night. A little bit inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 pitch. A low strike call.
Okay, Jorvic's like, okay. I just hope my guy gets that call. It takes a special cat to be a catcher because you got to keep your trap shut sometimes, right?
Don't want to burn some bridges.
Exactly.
There. 1-2 from Hamels. And the second strikeout for the lefty on the cutter. Well, Scott Hairston coming up. And our Coors Light Cold Heart Blast. Let's go back earlier with Scott Hairston taking Hamels deep. And Scotty's got good career numbers against Cole Hamels. Our Cold Heart Blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Well, we know that Scotty loves the fastball on the inside part of the plate, right? So I think Hamels will try to counter that, but you better be careful. You better start that pitch in enough so it ends up off the plate and gets on the thin part of the bat.
One out, nobody on in the Padres' second. Low outside corner, strike, says Wally Bell. Padres picked up a couple of 2-out hits in the first, but stranded both. Inside to Scott.
That ball looked like it had a little cut to you.
It did.
Because I'm trying to keep track of this this at bat. And that ball looked like it had a little bit of run into Scotty's knees.
Driven towards left center field and down in front of Victorino for a base hit. Had to go out and get that one.
Yeah, it didn't have that clean, crisp sound like a Budweiser, but it was off the end of the bat. Kind of that flat sound, like, you know, the beer's been sitting there for about 2 or 3 hours. Kind of flat, but he's got a smile on his face after that safety to center field. High fastball. A lot of fastballs out at bat. Fastball, fastball, cutter, fastball. So Hamels was trying to rely on location, and he missed.
His first pitch to Will Venable, a curveball. Big play for William in this series came Friday night when he reached above the left field fence and took a home run away from Jason Worth. Padres trying to salvage a game of this series. Phillies have been tough here at Petco Park since it opened in 2004. They've won 6 straight dating back to last season. And since Petco opened in 2004, the Phillies are 17-4 here in this ballpark.
And a few factors for San Diego. It's Sunday run day, right? They've scored well on Sundays. Last game of a series, they've always done well. And the 3-game losing streak.
Trying to avoid a season-high 4th. Curve up and in. We have the pitcher up next. And Richard, let's see what Hamels brings. 3-1. And he gets Will to chase what would have been ball 4 on an off-speed pitch. The change.
Will a little froggy there, knowing that the pitcher is on deck, but 3-1. It looks like a fastball. Ends up being a changeup for a ball.
Down the left field side, slicing, chased by Polanco, but it's a couple of rows back. Polanco doing the pop-up slide there near the stands, which all players do. I don't remember guys doing that, though, back in the day.
Going into the wall there, like for a foul ball?
Yeah. Not a lot of sliding like they do nowadays.
You're right. You're right.
Guys do more of that pop-up.
Yeah. And it's a smart play.
Which is the safer way now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In on him. And another changeup. Strikes out Venable for the second out of the inning.
And Cole Hamels knowing that, you know what, I've got the pitcher on deck. If I walk him, that's fine. But Will Venable taking the bait. Change up down and in, swing, and that change up there. I wonder if he's using live worms or plastics.
Nice fishing reference, by the way. Night crawlers are always the best.
Night crawlers are very good.
This is the 0-1 to Clayton.
You know why they call them night crawlers?
Why is that?
Because they crawl at night.
It seemed a little obvious, but I wasn't going to go with it.
Come on, you've known me for a while now. You should know better.
Scotty Hairston at first with 2 away. A 2-strike delivery from Hamels to his counterpart Clayton Richard. Fouled at the plate. Threw the pitcher a change up there.
Yep. Hey, the word gets around. Everybody knows about the pitchers of this Padres staff, and they can swing the bats with the best of them. He's got to throw a breaking ball here, don't you think?
There's the curve, indeed, up high.
I love Clayton's stance. He's got that back leg bent, kind of the uppercut type stance, waiting to just grip it and rip it and lift and separate.
Fastball at 94, up and away, 2-2. Hamels up to 47 pitches already?
Yeah.
Wow. Fouled away. That kind of snuck up on me. I wouldn't have realized he's up near the 50 mark already, pitch count wise.
3 strikeouts, some foul balls. Trying to think of also guys who have had deep counts.
There have been several.
Yep.
And he goes full on Richard. So regardless of what happens here, Clayton has certainly made Hamel work here. Hamel's next pitch will be his 50th, with the top of the order due up next. Strike 3 call, says Wally Bell on that outside corner. Hamels has fanned 4, but he has thrown 50 pitches now through the first 2 innings. 3 Ks in the second for the Rancho Bernardo grad. Racetrack, Diamond Club members enjoy free stretch run admission, free reserved seating, a program, and selected half-price concessions. No score, top of the 3rd. Padres have all 3 of the game's hits. The Phillies finished with 3 hits for the game yesterday, but won the ball game.
Hey, we've seen games like that for the Padres this year. Remember winning that one game against the Giants, 1 hit?
That's what I was telling the Phillies guys. They've been playing really kind of Padre-type baseball in this series. With their pitching and their defense.
It just doesn't sound like the small ball fills.
Yeah, not at all. With the way they rattle the fences there at Citizens Bank Park.
This game will drive you nuts. Have you heard that?
I've heard that many times.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch. Into right field. Ludwig coming in and makes the headlong diving catch. It took a moment for Ryan to get a read on that ball, but came in to his left and takes a hit away from Raul Ibanez.
Oh, this is one of those plays to where you make it. It's awesome. You keep that lead runner off of base, but if it gets by you, the Phillies have a runner in scoring position, maybe even third base, but we've seen Ryan Ludwig out there in right field, sacrifice that body, go to his right, go to his left. Big out for Clayton Richard and the Padres.
Catcher Carlos Ruiz takes a breaking ball away.
You know, that's got to be one of those plays in an outfielder. Once you start to initiate that dive, you say to yourself, okay, it's do or die.
It's go time.
Yeah. You know, if I have to keep it, if I have to stop it with my choppers, I've got to keep that ball in front of me.
Ruiz towards the hole deep. Tejada jump throw and down the line. An infield hit for Carlos Ruiz is the first Phillies hit of the game. The ball wasn't hit all that hard.
Nope.
Miggy had a long way to go. And the catcher Ruiz beating out the infield hit.
At first, I thought Chase Headley may have had a chance to put a glove on that. That wasn't the case, and then the race was on. And I'm not saying that was Chase's fault by any means. I'm just saying he just didn't have enough time to get over there. He's probably playing to pull a little bit on the ground.
Hamels will try to bunt him over in the first one in the dirt and scooped up by Torrealba. We have Ruiz at first base running the bases, and the slide he made on Eck when Sweeney was at the plate. A big play in that game that the Padres did not turn two. Pulling it back. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the play from yesterday. Wanted to turn two, and look at Ruiz.
Oh, he's been known to doing that.
He has been. You know, he stayed in the confines of the lane of the bag there, but definitely did not get up. And that gets by as they tried to pick Ruiz off, and the throw down there. He beats, but just by a hair. And Richard trying to pick off Ruiz. It turns into a throwing error and advances Ruiz into scoring position.
Adrian was in on the grass. You know, sometimes they've got that play where the first baseman will kind of go in a little bit and then retreat back to the bag. And I thought they may have had a chance, but Adrian was throwing on his back foot because Ruiz does not have blazing speed. That was actually closer than I thought at second base.
A lot closer than it looked like it was going to be. Now Hamels is going to swing away and foul it back.
You know, I think that when Clayton made the commitment to go over to first base, he kind of saw Adrian on the run and kind of like, should I? I mean, I've got to.
But realize he has to throw it to a ball.
Exactly.
So Hamels swinging away now with the runner at second and fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Hamels, I'm sure, still bunting. With 1 out, swinging away.
Yeah.
Fouled away again.
And you can see that Clayton Richards trying to keep the ball away from Hamels. He wants a little grounder to Headley. Oh, he wants the strikeout, first of all. But if he's going to put the ball in play, a little grounder to the third baseman to keep that runner at second base. Hamels maybe trying to hook something to that right side. Or a little duck snort.
Jammed him, but he gets it to the right side and will advance the runner. Adrian makes the flip to Richard. Well, Hamels, who came up there initially just looking to get the runner down to second, thanks to the throwing error, puts him over at third. Back to the top of the order for the Phillies. Shortstop Jimmy Rollins hit one sharply back to the mound to begin the game. Much better numbers with runners in scoring position, 321, than his overall average on the season of 247. To the right side and through. Ruiz scores and the Phils take a 1-0 lead. 33rd RBI for Jimmy Rollins and his 5th hit of this series.
First pitch breaky ball. Rollins all over it, just hitting it the other way. Eckstein was playing a little bit more towards second base. You see that last effort to try to stop that baseball. Good hitting by Rollins. I think he had it in his mind he was going to swing that first pitch. I mean, not too many guys will offer that first pitch breaky ball, but it caught a lot of the plate.
Rollins has a higher average right-handed than left-handed. Puts the Phils on the board to give them the lead, and a check on Rollins, who has stolen 15 bases and only been caught once this season. To Victorino. They asked for an appeal. First base umpire John Hirschbeck says he did not go around.
So one of the toughest things in this game to do is when you make a mistake is just try to erase it. I mean, I'm sure Clayton Richard is saying to himself, man, that throwing error over to first base to allow Ruiz to get to second. Hey, plenty of baseball left. Got to concentrate on limiting it to 1 run this inning.
Which must have been a play designed really to surprise Ruiz, because he's not a threat to run. He hasn't stolen a base all year. Rollins, who certainly is a threat to run, shortened up his lead and goes back in standing.
Did you see? Even Rollins was like, he wasn't even that far off of first base, and he was still fooled by Clayton Richards' move.
Leaning back towards the bag, and Victorino lines it to left, and a nice running grab by Scotty Hairston. Scott got a nice read, and that ball off the bat, and it took away a possible hit for Victorino. Seven days a week. By Irving Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. And brought to you by Mass Mutual, a company owned by its policyholders. Home half of the third on this Sunday afternoon. Finale of the series, Phillies and Padres. Top of the order up. And ball one low to David Eckstein. Eck called out on strikes on a, shall we say, borderline 3-2 pitch in the first. Able to miss at the breaking ball. Off-speed pitch there from Hamels. Eck to third. Near the bag was Polanco. One down.
Well, Hamels is getting tons of support today.
Yeah, he got the one run. Now I'm sure his teammates are saying, okay, there you go, because they have not scored a run for him in his last 4 starts. Crazy.
Unbelievable. One run his last 5. That's including today. Good luck.
Tejada in the first, fly to left. The fastball is high. One 0 to Miggy. Fouled back. Giants 6 behind. The Padres when play began today, taking on the D-backs again. And Stephen Drew solo shot in the third, picking up where he left off here in San Diego. 1-0 Snakes, bottom of the third inning.
How about Barry Zito yesterday? Tough first inning in the big leagues. Gave up a 6-pack.
And you're not talking abs.
No.
By the way, the Phillies' run at the top of the inning is unearned. Tejada, high fly, left center, but Raul Ibanez moves to his left. Now in a few steps, 2 away. Hamels now at 57 pitches. He was at 50 pitches through the first 2 innings, so he needed only 7 pitches so far to get the first 2 outs of the third.
Hey, how about Zac Efron pitching a big league game today? High School Musical working.
Breaking ball, Adrian to left, and Ibanez knocks it down. Adrian, 2 for 2. He has half the 4 Padres hits.
Hey, remember Ludwig fought something off in the first inning to right center, and Adrian off the end of the bat. Hey, Cole made a good pitch. Breaking ball, after second look, it's too good of a pitch. Adrian just out in front of it a little bit off the end of the bat. And short hops Ibanez. Slower pitch, I think, for Adrian. Obviously, he's so good. Easier for him to recognize it and do something with it. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. Broken bat. Ludwig pops it up, and Rollins just onto the outfield grass. So 2-out base hit by Adrian. He's left on, and San Diego is now stranded 4. Hughes, life is a lease. Negotiate well. Taking a look at the Big Bay and towards Point Loma on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. 1-0 Phillies thanks to an unearned run in the third, and Polanco leads off the fourth for Philadelphia. Back towards the mound, and Clayton reaches down, snags it, and throws him out. It was about to head through the wickets. That's two good plays today. Rollins began the game with a smash back to the hill.
I don't think that ball was heading through the wickets. As we take another look. Oh, you know what? You're right. I thought it was a little higher. Good reaction by Clayton Richard after that second look. Hey now.
Yeah, through the wickets is a better alternative than what you're suggesting was close to occurring there. And Chase Utley with one out. He was called out on strikes leading off the second. Scooped up by Torrealba. Padres have 4 hits, Phillies with 2, but it's the Phillies that have the game's only run. Utley pulls it foul wide of first base coach Davey Lopes.
You know, I wanted to mention something, and there's just an overview of this whole club and what they're going through right now. You know, when you talk about Denorfia, Torrealba's been beaten up a little bit. Jerry Harrison Jr., you know, with the elbow. As fans,
broken bat pop up, and Eck just onto the outfield grass. 2 outs.
I guess the point I just wanted to make is that, you know, the Padres aren't the only club going through little adversities like that. There's 30 teams. Obviously, there's a handful of teams trying to reach the finish line in first place or a wild card. But every team, the Cardinals, the Braves, the Phillies, they have their little aches and pains going on now. It's just something that's inevitable for every club.
You can't play every day in this game and get nearly to September without some kind of bumps and scrapes, if not something more serious, I would think. Fouled off by Jason Worth. And that doesn't even take into account just being mentally prepared every day. The mental grind. There's a strike. You know, the Phillies right now are in the span of playing 24 games in 23 days. They have a makeup game at Colorado at the end of this road trip. They go from here to L.A. to play the Dodgers, and then after that, well, take a stop off at Coors Field, play one, and then go home. Have fun with that.
Takes its toll.
Yes, it takes a huge toll. So that's what the Phillies have waiting for them at the end of this road trip, is a makeup game in Denver. That sounds like another broken bat. That throws out Worth. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Clayton Richard. It's Headley, Torrealba, and Scotty coming up. Salute the Military is presented by the San Diego Imperial County Red Cross Chapter and its Services to Armed Forces program. For more information, visit sdarc.org. Today, the 3rd Recruit Training Battalion, Kilo Company Marines and DIs with us.
And we wish them the best. They're finishing their 12 weeks of boot camp, some of which that does occur at Camp Pendleton. And next Friday is graduation. I want to thank Captain Jack Ench for passing along that information. So it's a nice little getaway for the recruits to enjoy a big league ball game before they graduate next Friday and become Marines. They get their globe and anchor.
Towards left center, and it stayed up for Victorino. Boy, off the bat, it looked like it had a chance to get down, but it hung up, and that's the first out of the 4th. You know what I love about Captain Jack? And there's so many things.
Everything.
There's so many things. When he asks your name, if he meets somebody for the first time, it's not your name. You know what he says? What's the call sign? What's your call sign?
Oh,
I love that.
Really?
Yeah.
So Mark would be
my call sign, and yours. Popped up right side, shading his eyes. Sweeney now gives way to Utley. And Torrealba pops out.
You know what I think's cool is like the alphabet. You know, Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta, Echo,
Foxtrot, Golf.
Yeah. Nice.
The military.
Do you know all of them?
I do.
Do you really?
You know why? Because I got a ham radio license when I was a kid. So you use that.
Okay, what's L?
L, I believe, was Lima.
I think you're right. I was in an airport once, and I was having a discussion with somebody regarding that, and a gentleman in front of us who had been in the military for many, many years, he went through the whole alphabet for me. I thought that was really, really cool.
So to spell your call sign, Mark, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Kilowatt, Kilo.
Really?
I think that still stands. You get a few deviations.
That's so cool. And thanks to all the men and women, of
Absolutely.
course, who serve our country.
Scotty with a base hit to left center. In his first at bat, 1 of 4 for the Padres. Right side, Sweeney into foul ground. He's going to have room here. Almost overran it, but reaches back and makes the catch. A quick frame for Cole Hamels, who's now retired 4 in a row. In 8 of the last 9, the veteran Sweeney hanging in. The Padres go in order.
Pit game recap brought to you as always by Murray Lambert Construction. Home remodeling with no upfront design fees. Visit MurrayLambert.com. Better Business Bureau Torch Award winner for Marketplace Ethics. Mark Neely.
Thank you, Bud. We headed to the fifth. Mike Sweeney, who made the nice catch in foul ground for the Phils to win the fourth, leads off the fifth. And rips and misses a ball and a strike. Sweeney, a five-time All-Star while with the Kansas City Royals. Back in the early part of the last decade, 2000, 01, 2, 3, and then in 5 as an American League All-Star. On the ground to third, and it skips past Headley and into left field. Sweeney aboard to begin the fifth. We'll see what the scoring decision is on this one.
1, 2, off the heel. They're going to give him an error?
They will. E5 Chase's 11th of the season.
I tell you what, Chase Headley's going to be the first guy that says, you know, I should have had that. Now, whether the ball came up, I don't know how the ball reacted off the bat. He's played a darn good third base this year for San Diego.
He has. It puts the leadoff man on base for the first time of the game for the Phillies. Left fielder Raul Ibanez hit the ball sharply, but was robbed by Ludwig in the third. A double play ball.
Nice.
Eck, Miggy, Adrian. 4-6-3. So whether that was a hit or an error now on Headley, moot point.
And Chase Headley is probably smiling ear to ear as Clayton Richard hits his spot. 4-6-3, nicely done, and that's a sign of a good team, a good pitcher. And Clayton Richard, oh yeah. You know that guy's having fun out there on the mound, huh? Some guys are stoic. You know, they don't crack a smile. I think Clayton has the ability to show a little emotion, but then get right back up on that hill and go to work.
Get back to business.
Yeah.
They got to have fun, right? That's why they're playing. And I understand that some guys,
Absolutely.
especially pitchers, like to really be focused in the moment when they're on the hill. Chopper towards Miggy. Waits on that last hop, but has time with Ruiz running to throw him out easily. Well, the leadoff error, but then the twin killing. And the 8-9-1 hitters coming up for San Diego. Or visit farmers.com because ready feels good. On this date 9 years ago, it was the highest scoring game of the entire season in the major leagues as the Cardinals outlasted the Padres 16-14 at the other Busch Stadium, the old Busch Stadium. Ryan Klesko did it a couple of home runs in that game, had 5 RBI.
Sure, it was nice and cool that day.
Oh, yeah,
August, the Busch Stadium.
I guess they had the AstroTurf out of there by then, but still, I'm sure it was plenty warm.
Smoking. perfect day here at Petco Park. 74 degrees and sunny first pitch. Some kind of nice.
1-0 Phils thanks to an unearned run in the third. Venable beginning trying to bunt his way on, and it's right back to Hamels. One pitch, one out.
He works underneath it a little bit. Yeah, he kind of stabbed at it and worked down on it. Got a nice backspin on it.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all. You know, you get out of base. Yeah.
You get on and then let Richard bunt you over, but did not work out that way. And Clayton battled but struck out his first time. And it's a ball and a strike.
Well, Hamels has found his groove. The first couple of frames, 50 pitches. The last two, 15.
A broken back ground ball to the right side. Sweeney with the underhand toss to Hamels. '2002 graduate of Rancho Bernardo High School. Cole Hamels.
I know our statistician, Mike Trussell, who does a great job up in the booth with us.
He does.
He saw Cole Hamels throw in high school, and he said it was a joke. Quote, a joke. End quote. Hamels would get like 8-9 runs in the first inning, and then he'd just go.
Strike out 15 or 16
exactly.
in a 7-inning game. Two outs. Eck taking low ball one.
By the way, why I mentioned part of our crew, our whole crew does a great job. Down in the truck. Tommy Knoll directing today.
Once again, Tommy's back for his third or fourth day in a row.
Chiron Bob Wersdorfer. I still think Chiron Bob should have his own line of gloves with no fingers. It'd be a big hit, especially in East County.
He sports them. Our stage manager, Sheila Simpson. All the great camera guys.
How about Zapp's new glasses? Zapp is sporting some new spectacles. Dave Doherty out there in center.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave, want some coffee? There's Johnny Bruno.
Whistled foul into the seats behind the Padre dugout.
There's Zapp. Give me the Z. That boy Z. Work it.
Nice shades. Nice
flag, those are subscriptions.
He didn't pay full price, by the way, either. Never does. 2-2. Another foul.
Did you get what I said there? I didn't say prescription. I said there's subscriptions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those are prescription glasses.
Hamels 2-2. Another foul.
In fact, that foul ball just went over toward the oldest guy who's collecting Social Security, Jimmy G.
He's relaxed.
Working on a free cookie, free shirt, free hat.
He's got his Point Loma High School shirt on.
Whatever, Jimmy.
2-2. Rolled foul wide of third.
It's kind of nice not to have Tom Satursky blabbing in my ear all game as well. Tommy's got the day off.
Eck trying to keep the Padre fifth going. Has been able to elevate Hamels' pitch count a little bit here to 76. That is fair behind the bag. Backhanded by Polanco. The long throw gets him by a step and a half. Polanco, Gold Glover over there. That's 7 in a row retired by Hamels. I think Padres have 4 of the game's 6 hits. But the Phillies have the only run. It was unearned. It scored in the 3rd. A Jimmy Rollins RBI single. Brought in Carlos Ruiz. Pitcher Cole Hamels had a part of that inning with a ground ball to the right side that moved the runner over. Hamels leading off, takes outside and high. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I know where it's in the 6th inning. We're getting to the second half of this ball game, but both pitchers doing a fine job.
Let's strike out the 3rd for Clay Richard. Hey fans, you can stand up to cancer with the Padres Thursday, September 9th for Stand Diego. All fans who purchase tickets in section 133 will commit to stand all 9 innings to create a symbolic image of the fight against cancer. There are 3 Stand Diego ticket pricing packages available. Visit Padres.com/SU2C to learn how you can stand up to cancer.
It's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for 9 innings standing up.
It's kind of like an Army-Navy football game.
It's a battle of endurance. Rollins has singled in the game's only run. He bounced back to the mound to begin the game. You know, there are some basketball schools, especially colleges, the fans, when they're home, will stand until the team scores their first basket. I had a basketball game. The team didn't score the first 10 minutes of the half. And that's snagged by Richard, who throws out Rollins. San Diego State fans do that for the hoops games.
And then there are some student sections that remain standing the whole game.
Some of them will, yeah. Of course, they're college kids. They have that kind of energy. Think you could stand throughout an entire game?
Oh, yeah. I have done it. They can't get a seat. Nobody will leave me a ticket.
Poor guy. Victorino going after the first pitch and sends it out to Venable. Nice tidy inning for Clayton Richard.
Hey, let's get some runs for the kid. He's pitching his little tail off. Jeff's amazing house and cooks up a great summertime meal for them and their friends. How come they didn't invite us? Watermelon salad, chipotle baked beans, and a chili rib tri-tip. It's all good and it's all new. Don't want to miss any of it. Tonight at 5:30 and 7, only right here on Channel 4 San Diego.
Sammy Z cooking it up.
Love Sammy.
Let's see if the Padres could cook something up here in the 6th with the heart of the order up. Did you see that?
Nice segue.
2-0 to Tejada. Biggie, a couple of fly balls to left so far today. On the inner half for a strike, 2-1. D-backs and Giants are into the top of the fifth now. Bad news there. Andres Torres going off. 5-1 San Francisco now after the D-backs had an early 1-0 lead on a Drew home run. 3-1. Rockies leading the Dodgers 8-2. Bottom of the sixth at Coors Field. What do you want to win there?
Well,
Rockies 9 back, Dodgers 10 out.
at this point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But the Rockies are still the team that give me the most concern, even though they're 9 out.
I know how I'll answer that.
Back to the mound, snagged by Hamels. Both pitchers fielding their position well today.
I'll tell you, I don't care who wins that game, and I hope both teams blow out their bullpens.
Yeah, go about 18 innings.
Yeah.
Well, these Phils are going to L.A. after the game. They'll take on the Dodgers. So after today, we'll root for the Phillies to maybe take care of the Dodgers. But then when you start talking about the wild card race and possible playoff matchups, I'm still of the belief I'd rather not see the Phillies in the postseason because
Me too.
What they can bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Couple of singles today for Adrian. Almost misses inside.
I'd like to see San Diego, and all things being equal, and talking today, facing somebody from the Central like Cincinnati. The Padres are 23-7.
I agree there.
And granted, Cincinnati was a different team back then when the Padres played them. What was it, April or May?
Yeah, and the Reds are still coming here in September. I think the Reds are here as part of that last homestand, 24th through the 26th of September. Last regular season homestand. Reds won again today, beat the Cubs, while the Cardinals lost again to the Nationals 4-2. St. Louis is starting to fade. They've been getting beat up by the Pirates and the Nationals. They're not playing good baseball, the Cardinals. 5 games back now. Keeping it right in on Adrian. Yeah, I'd like to see a Padre Reds first round matchup.
Yeah, you build some momentum first round. You get by the Reds and then take it to the next step.
After Bud Black's Padres, the Reds are probably the other feel-good story in the NL this year as far as what expectations were for them. One out, nobody on to the Padres 6, trailing 1-0 due to a Phillies unearned run in the third. It was brought in by a Jimmy Rollins base hit. And Hamels in the groove with that changeup. He struck out 5.
Cole Hamels is just being electric. Lefty on lefty. That's a changeup. And it's for a strike, but you can see Adrian trying to stay back as much as he can and at least try to foul that pitch off to get another offering. That's some big league pitching by the lefty.
Nine in a row now for Hamels. That's the third behind the bag fair. Polanco's throw retires Ludwig. Make it 10 in a row. And 14 of the last 15 sent down by Hamels. fresh. And by Cox Digital Telephone. Ready for cheaper calls? Go to Cox.com. Coronado Bridge and back at Petco. Mark Neely, Mark Grant with you and our great Channel 4 crew. Another pitcher's duel going on. Into the 7th, but it's 1-0 Phillies. Polanco, the 3-hole hitter, leading off and takes a strike on an off-speed pitch from Clayton.
One throwing error. That's been the difference in this ball game. Clayton Richard is throwing a gem as well.
Polanco today has hit a liner to Adrian. And one back to the box as well, 0 for 2. Fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike. Up the third baseline foul.
Well, how many times you see that? They didn't throw out that baseball, which I think is cool, right?
Pitcher doesn't mind a few little scrapes on there. Swing and a miss by Polanco. Good fastball. They're on the outer half of the 4th strikeout for Clayton. And coming up, the San Diego Hyundai dealers 7th inning. Stretch your dollars. Get more miles per gallon and the assurance of America's best warranty. Go to SanDiegoHyundaiDealers.com. Utley has struck out looking and popped out to second. Four-time NL All-Star Chase Utley. Well, what a World Series he had last year. Change up makes it 0-2. Utley became the second player in big league history to have 2 multi-homer games in one World Series. And the guy who has the other, you probably wouldn't guess in a million years.
Say that again. Two multi-home run games
in the World Series.
Tito Landry.
3. Tito Landry. It's somebody in that vein.
Let me get. Don't tell me.
I won't tell you.
What team?
Kansas City. And by the way,
Pat Tabler?
No.
Was it the Buddy Black era?
It was a little before the Buddy Black era, so it was the '80 Royals team that played the Phillies in the World Series. By the way, Utley hit 5 home runs total in the World Series to tie Reggie Jackson for the most in a single World Series.
1980 Royals.
And it wasn't George Brett.
UL Washington.
It wasn't Toothpick. You know, UL always had the toothpick in his mouth. Told you you wouldn't get it.
Well, I'm trying to think of that team. Don't. I've got a guy in mind. What was that guy's name?
You have to be a little
Pat
more.
Sheridan.
It was not Pat Sheridan. He was a part of a little later Royals teams.
Okay, who was it? Uncle.
Willie Aikens had a couple of multi-homer games in the '80 World Series.
Willie Mays Aikens.
Willie Mays Aikens, yeah. He had obviously a few troubles off the baseball field after that, but had a couple of multi-homer games in the '80 World Series against the Phils, which they lost to the Phillies. Inside and moves Worth off the plate.
I should have gotten that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Willie Aikens to me is a name that, I mean, you mentioned the Royals that era, and that's a name that pops up.
Well, the Royals finally beat the Yankees in the American League Championship Series. Remember, you're talking about great playoff baseball. Royals, Yankees in the late 70s.
Oh, yeah.
But the Yankees always managed to come out on top until '80. Another one fouled away.
I'll never forget the sight of Freddie Patek, Yankee Stadium, crying after Chris Chambliss hit the first pitch off of Mark Littell to win the pennant.
That was 76.
76.
The first one. They also met at 77 and 8 as well. And when Whitey Herzog was the Royals manager.
Gosh, those were some great games.
Oh, classic. 3-2 to Jason Worth. And that walk is the first allowed on either side today.
And Clayton just working underneath that changeup a little bit. 84 pitches for Mark. Or for Clayton. I was thinking of Mark Littell.
Sweeney 0 for 2. He reached on an error by Headley last time, and that's ripped down the left field side, hooking, fair, and out of here. Mike Sweeney's first home run as a Philly, and it's 3-0. That ball just got out over the fence in the corner near the 336 sign. Certainly Mike Sweeney's biggest hit so far as a Philly.
And Mike Sweeney likes the Padre pitching. He liked it as a Seattle Mariner. And look at that pitch. Down and in. That ball got out in a heartbeat. Just inside the line on the Western Metal Supply Company building. And just above the fence.
Hoping that ball was going to hook foul, but it just never did.
And you would think after seeing a pitch like that where it was hit that it was going to. How do you keep that ball fair?
Three 3-0 to Ibanez. Another look at the Sweeney home run line drive.
He golfed that thing. That's a 3-iron.
Strike on the inside corner. Well, the Phillies get their first home run of the series. Bouncy ball out to Eck. And a 2-out rally by the Phillies. A walk and a Mike Sweeney line drive home run. Time to stretch at Petco. The Phillies up 3-0. .com. For ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. 30,528 today.
Beautiful day at the yard. Stay hydrated. Wear your sunscreen. And wear a cap.
Or an umbrella if you need that.
Yeah.
Charlie Manuel's Padres have found Petco Park, or Phillies, I should say, have liked playing the Padres at Petco Park. Our comparison brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. They've won 6 in a row here at Petco coming into today and are 17-4 since this ballpark opened.
And you know, when I look at those numbers and you look at the type of lineup that Charlie Manuel has, when this Philly team is going well, what can they make a big ballpark look like? A smaller.
Very small. Yeah.
They can shrink this place a little bit with the pop that they have in those bats and with the rotation that they have. We mentioned it off the top. Cole Hamels, number 3 starter. I mean, that's some depth.
Yeah, they miss Roy Halladay.
Yeah.
Halladay in this 3-game series. He's going to throw their first game in LA tomorrow. Hamels through 6 has thrown 91 pitches, and he'll face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Headley, Torrealba, and Scott Hairston. With 3 runs of support, probably seems like a boatload to Hamels, who had not gotten any in his last 4 starts coming in today. He misses high to Chase Headley. Last time Hamels received this many runs and won a game was back on June 13th in interleague play against the Red Sox.
I thought you were going to say back when he was pitching for Rancho Bernardo.
1-0. Rip and a miss.
Well, why has Hamels been so successful this afternoon? Well, I feel it's been the breaking ball, the cutter to the righties. He's thrown that changeup. And I think the Padres, when you look at it, as far as hard hit balls this afternoon, only 1 hard hit ball.
And Headley lined out to center,
right,
to
Headley's
Victorino.
Ball. Yep.
His last time up in the 4th. And Wally Bell, the plate umpire, barking into the Padre dugout. Some frustration on that first base side of the dugout. 1-2 pitch. Outside.
You know, from that vantage point, talking about Buddy Black's vantage point from the dugout, you can see up and down. It's really tough to tell in and out.
One away and a full count. Sixth full count of the day for Hamels. A bouncy ball right to the second baseman, Chase Utley. One away. And 11 in a row retired by the Phillies lefty. Urbina struck out and popped out to second.
Speaking of second, only one Padre this afternoon has reached second. That was Adrian Gonzalez in the first inning.
Hamels has been in command. No, key play of that first. And not to harken on umpiring. Eck leading off, 3-2 pitch. He thought it was ball 4. It's called strike 3. Padres had 2 hits later in that inning. Both were stranded.
And, you know, each umpire has his own type of strike zone, and Wally Bell has called that pitch off the plate just a tad a strike, so he has been consistent with his strike zone.
Torrealba fouls it off.
And the Padres, this is an interesting note. The Padres, as far as full counts, 0 for 6, meaning they haven't drawn a walk. Nothing. Hasn't gotten a hit.
Hamels has not walked a hitter despite going full 6 times.
0 for 6, 4 punchies.
Frustrated Torrealba is the 6th strikeout victim of Hamels. 2 down.
Up the ladder as well. Hamels. See Ruiz out of the crouch at the top of the strike zone. Oh, that was the 101st pitch from Hamels, and he hit his spot.
No activity in the Phillies bullpen as Hairston bats with 2 outs, nobody on. Scout on the ground at third, backhanded. Polanco plants, throws, the stretch by Sweeney. Hamels has set down the last 13 Padre hitters in a row, and we have finished 7 at Petco Park. Returning vets, a piece of the High Life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. Eighth inning baseball. Eight, 9, and 1 hitters for the Phillies. Carlos Ruiz has scored a run. That was the first run of the third, unearned. No, the Padres are out hitting the Phillies 4-3. But it's the Phillies that have all 3 of the game's runs.
Yeah, the slugging percentage is the difference for the Phils, huh? And I'm still scratching my head. Still scratching this bald head up here, seeing how it's Mark Sweeney.
Or Mike, yeah.
Mike. Mark Sweeney just recently got married and is out of the game. How he kept that ball fair.
1-2 on Ruiz. Down the right field side, Adrian on the run, but it's going to land foul down near the visiting bullpen.
Do you remember earlier we were talking about Ruiz and his slides? Remember that slide yesterday during the game? Well, there was a time back in Philadelphia when Marcus Giles, former Friar, was involved. Look at this play at second base. Hey! Looks like he needs to go back to sliding school. Not good. And there was a little ruckus out on the field.
Looper out towards right. Dropping in, and Ruiz with his second hit.
So it doesn't look like he's gone to sliding school.
Well, the one yesterday, not near as egregious as the one we just saw there from a few years ago, but it was a big play in yesterday's Phillies win, and now he's on here to begin the 8th. Hamels batting for himself, bunting up the first baseline foul.
Boy, how time flies. That was back in August 24th, 2007, that slide into Marcus.
Clayton Richards at 97 pitches. Fouled back on the bunt. So obviously Hamels is going to be out there for the bottom of the 8th inning. The Padres have not had a base runner since Adrian's 2-out single in the 3rd. Bunt back to the mound. Clayton looking for the lead man and underthrows and hits Ruiz. Run down by Tejada, but it's 2 on, nobody out. Clayton underthrew the bag. And he picks up his 2nd throwing error of the game.
Just yanked it, pulled it, short armed it. Nothing else to be said. Just in games like this, it's the little mistakes like that the opposition capitalizes.
Loop to right. Ludwig coming in. Headlong diving catch. He's got it. Throw back to first offline. And he throws it in the Padre dugout. And that is going to allow Ruiz to score and put Hamels at 3rd. It's 4-0. Well, a great play initially by Ludwig to make his 2nd headlong diving catch of the game. And then getting aggressive, trying to double up. Hamels just threw it into the dugout.
Well, very uncharacteristic of the Padres. Great play, not uncharacteristic of Brian Ludwig. And then maybe a little bit too anxious, seeing that the runner off of first base, Cole Hamels, going back and then into the dugout. That's 2 bases.
Torino has put the ball in the air all 3 times. The 3 errors in this inning, 2 errors in the inning. Now total 4 in the game for the Padres, which is their most in a single game this season. The previous high 3 came all the way back on April 14th here against Atlanta. By the way, Hamels did not get credit for a sacrifice on the bunt attempt, just straight E1 fielder's choice. The 1-1 in the air to right. Let's see if Hamels,
he ain't going to score.
The tag, now he stops a couple of steps down the line, and a very good throw there from Ludwig, just a few steps up the first base line.
I was just going to say, with a 4-0 lead this late in the game, you've got one of your better pitchers out there at 3rd base.
Not worth the chance.
Not worth the chance at all. I'm glad to see it was an easier attempt for Ryan Ludwig. He's been laying out there in right field. Finally gets an easy routine fly ball.
Well, Clay Richard is at 103 pitches, and Bud Black on his way to the mound. And Clayton goes 7 2/3. This pitching change brought to you by Discount Tires. Stop by for a free tire inspection and air gauge. Remember, if you aren't happy with one of their tires, feel free to bring it back. Here comes Mujica.
Mujica enters the game with a runner at third base and 2 outs, trying to stop this at 4 runs. Well, very uncharacteristic inning for San Diego, throwing the ball around, giving the Phillies some extra outs. Good numbers for Edward. And hey, looking at things positively, you keep it at 4 runs, you keep it in slam range. We had a grand slam the other night.
Yes, from Adrian late in that last game against Arizona on Thursday. Left field, first pitch swinging Polanco and caught by Scott Hairston. So Mujica comes in, throws 1 pitch and the top of the 8th ends. But the Phillies pick up a run, their second unearned run of the afternoon. Taste of Downtown on September 1st from 5 to 9 p.m. Sponsored by Night and Day. Get your tickets at downtownsandiego.org. Padres in the 8th. The 8-9-1 hitters Venable. He takes a strike. Pitcher spot due up next, and Denorfia is coming to the on-deck circle to bat for Mujica. I'll tell you what, Hamill's changeup has been a weapon today.
And it's been a weapon to Will Venable. Yeah. He's thrown that pitch to him at least 3 or 4 times.
Struck him out on one of the second. Fastball on the hands, fouled, and it's 0-2. 105 pitches for Hamels. No activity in the Phillies bullpen.
Yeah, they don't list the number of pitches with each start for the Phillies starters. So I couldn't tell you what the most that Hamel has thrown all year. Probably could look it up, but I don't want to.
He's still going to be out there in this inning.
The bottom line is he's making good pitches, right? The pitch counts should not matter. And that's what bugs me about the pitch counts. Pitch counts is good for guys like Chris Young, who is trying to work his way back to build up that stamina, right? That strength of the arm.
Which, by the way, we're hearing now CY is going to make a rehab start on Tuesday.
Tuesday at Reno with Portland.
High fly to right. Worth coasting. One down. Well, Denorfia was in the on-deck circle. And now it's going to be Everett Cabrera. Everett just called up a couple of days ago Recalled for Portland in time yesterday for his bobblehead day.
This is tough duty for anybody, whether you're a second-year player or a 10-year player. Off the bench to face a guy like a Cole Hamels.
Here is your information, though, Mud. Hamels' high pitch count, 121, and that was against the Padres on June 7th in Philly.
Okay, thank you. Much appreciated. Hamels has gone over 110 pitches 10 times.
And he has again today. Here's his 112th. Line into center field, coming in. Victorino makes the catch.
Hard hit ball right at somebody.
Well, when the Padres have hit a ball well, there haven't been a whole lot. There's been a defensive play behind Hamels. Now Ryan Madson just now getting up in the Phillies bullpen. Ike is grounded out to Polanco his last 2 times up and is 0 for 3.
I mean, you know why this game is so darn crazy? But you can't explain it. How the Philadelphia Phillies get swept by the Houston Astros at home.
And then get on the road. They have won 8 of their last 9 road games. But prior to that, they had lost 12 of 13 on the road. Right now, the road is the friend to Charlie Manuel's Phillies. Rolled to the right is second, and Utley 16 in a row. Retired by Hamels. We're going to the 9th. Phillies 4, Padres nothing. A program and selected half-price concessions. Top of the 9th. And making his first major league appearance of the 2010 season is Luis Perdomo.
Recall from AAA Portland yesterday. And Perdomo can get it up there. He's got that rubber arm, mid-90s. You see his numbers, AAA Portland. A little high on the walks. Fewer hits in innings pitched, which is a good sign. Louis always working from the stretch. Remember, last time he was up was just 1 day, correct? And
yeah, and then he went right back down without appearing in a game.
Right.
That was back in May. Came up on the 22nd of May and sitting right back down the next day. So his second stint with the club this year, but first appearance. Facing the cleanup hitter, Chase Utley, the second baseman. Line to right center field. Ludwig corrals it. Perdomo last year for the Padres, 35 relief appearances. He was 1-0 at his first major league win May 16th of last year against the Reds. 4.80 ERA in 2009.
Some good live stuff, and his stuff has a tendency to move. So I think Luis Perdomo has the luxury of, especially in a game like this, to pound the strike zone with that two-seamer. Try not to nibble because his ball does move. He's got a live arm.
94-mile-per-hour fastball outside to Jason Worth. Third of an inning for Mujica through one pitch. One in the third for the Phillies. It was unearned. Rollins singled home Ruiz. They added two in the seventh when Sweeney, a line drive home run, went over the fence in the left field corner. Make it 3-zip, and the Phils adding another unearned run in the eighth. They lead 4-0, looking for a 3-game sweep here. It would be the Padres' fourth loss in a row, and Worth drills it deep left. Hairston back at the fence, leaping, and that one does get out. Well, Worth had one taken away in a similar location from Venable 2 nights ago, but that time got just enough elevation over Scott Hairston, and Worth hits his 18th to make it 5-0.
And how about the 3-0 green light? Jason Worth looking for that one pitch, 3-0. If it's in his wheelhouse, he's going to offer at it. It's a high fastball up above the belt. Flash look and a great effort. Great effort by Scott Hairston.
Scotty within a couple of feet of pulling one back there.
I know I mentioned this the other day, but that's why I love ballparks with the fences no higher than here at Petco in left and all the way around to right center field gap. It gives the outfielders a sporting chance to make an exciting play like Will Venable did the other night.
Unlike Citi Field, new ballpark, but asymmetrical, but the walls are all
too
at
high.
least 12, 13 feet high, if not higher. Sweeney with the first homer for him as a Phil in the seventh. Phil's now out hitting the Padres 5-4. Mike Sweeney, who had 144 RBIs for the Royals back in 2000. That set a single season Royals record. He takes outside. The D-backs are starting to come back on San Francisco. Only a one-run game there in the seventh. Check swing rolled foul. Time for our Sonic hit of the game, though. Brought to you by Sonic. Sonic in San Diego, a perfect fit. And Mike Sweeney up in the seventh after a 2-out walk to Jason Worth. Kept it fair and hit it out.
You know, that wasn't the Louisville slugger he was swinging. That was a tailor-made
golf club. Two and two on the Phillies first baseman, who's in the lineup today for Ryan Howard. So Howard's been getting the day off.
Slider that just stayed up and in to Sweeney.
Luis Perdomo on as the third Padres pitcher today. Sweeney's fouled off a number of pitches, keeping it 3-2.
A lot of red shirts in the stands, huh?
There are more than I figured there would be this weekend.
Just saw an Eric Bruntlett T-shirt. Philly fan.
We're in number 4. Towards Eck. Fielded on the short hop. It requires the throw to first to retire Sweeney. Well, looking at the Padre night, it'll be the heart of the order. 2, 3, and 4. Tejada, Adrian Gonzalez, and Ryan Ludwig. It'll be down by at least 5. Here's Ibanez, 0 for 3 today. Well, through the first 6 innings of this one, the only run was the Phillies' unearned run in the 3rd, but Philly 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, now 1 in the 9th.
Throwing the ball away today, that's been one of the main things, huh?
Yeah, 4 Padre errors, a season high, and a couple of unearned runs for the Phillies. That was a 90-mile-per-hour changeup.
That'll make your back scream a little bit. And Raul Ibanez is thinking fastball, and why are you throwing me a changeup?
Back to the fastball at 94. Padres and D-backs tomorrow from Phoenix. I have it for you from Chase Field beginning at 6:15 with the Honda Dealers pregame show. Wade LeBlanc against Joe Saunders. Towards the hole right side. Eck gets up and throws out Raul Ibanez. Phillies had a run on the Worth solo shot. Last chance for the Padres coming up. Tejada, Adrian, and Ludwig 2 up in the bottom of the 9th. This fall, you can enjoy the Western Metal Concert Series presented by Ashford University, featuring great acts like Jewel with special guest Colby Calais Friday, November 5th, and John Legend with special guest Macy Gray Saturday, November 6th. Go to Padres.com/concerts for all the details.
Right-hander Ryan Madsen here to pitch the 9th. Cole Hamels twirled a gem. Finally got some love. Got him 5 runs. And for Ryan Madsen, he's usually their 8th inning setup guy. Fastball, cutter, change, curve. Hard thrower, mid-90s from the righty.
Tejada, Gonzalez, and Ludwig in the Padre ninth. Biggie today 0 for 3. Flied out twice and bounced back to the mound. Biggie in the series 2 out of 12.
Boy, what a line for Cole Hamels, huh?
8 scoreless. 4 hits, no walks, struck out 6. He threw 115 pitches. So a successful return home for Rancho Bernardo native Cole Hamels.
Tejada shine the spotlight on us. Yeah, we'd like to see that. Love the spotlight.
1 and 2. All right, you want some good news?
Sure.
Arizona 6, Giants 5, top of the 7th.
That's nice. That is good news.
Hopefully the Snakes can keep it up. Fouled away. All right, regardless of what happens here, got to go to Phoenix after the game. 3-game series tomorrow in a place where the Padres
not good.
Have not done all that well over the years. Yeah, LeBlanc against Joe Saunders tomorrow. Correa against Ian Kennedy on Tuesday, and we know how well Kennedy pitched here in his last start. And Latos against Barry Enright. If you don't know Barry Enright, he's actually pitched pretty well, very well for the D-backs. 2.44 ERA. But LeBlanc goes tomorrow, looking for his 9th win.
So the Padres missed Daniel Hudson, right?
They do miss the guy that the D-backs got from the White Sox recently traded, who pitched really well.
Yes.
Another foul off the bat of Tejada. Manny Latos is going to throw the final game of the series in Phoenix. Well, what a run he's on.
Oh, my goodness.
2 runs or less in his last 13 starts. Each of his last 13. Just missing from Madsen. 2 and 2. Correa is going to throw game 2. Matching up against Ian Kennedy.
Kevin Correa needs to bounce back, huh?
Well, he said it himself after that outing. He said, hey, that's the worst performance of my career. Down the third base side, into left, and near the line, caught by Raul Ibanez in fair territory.
And you know what, guys are going to have outings like that. Talking about Kevin Correa's last outing.
And Kevin said, you know what, I like my fastball command, but they happen to hit some balls hard that day.
And it's at the point in time of the season when you look at the standings to where, okay, they do have some wiggle room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes. Well, that's why you want to build a half-dozen game lead.
Yeah.
Hey, what team, even teams that go on and win World Series, don't go through some bad spells?
I can't think of one.
It happens. So there's been the 3-game series against the Dodgers here, and now this slow spell. I mean, that's 2 out of, well, tomorrow's the 130th game. A little bit inside. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, people always say, oh, the Padres have won their 13 out of 16. They've won 18 out of 25 or something, right?
Right. Fouled back.
How about this stat? The Padres have won 76 out of their last 129. And they're still in first place 6 games up.
That's a much larger sample size.
The point is, They're still in first, and they're 6 games up.
They're going to be at least 5 up when they begin play tomorrow. Hopefully Arizona can hang on and keep it 6 to right center field, headed towards the deep part of the ballpark, and a one-hopper cut off by Worth. And Adrian with a 3-hit game today. He has 3 of the 5 San Diego hits.
We've mentioned it today. Some Padres have hit some balls hard right at people, and Adrian, a couple of his hits, I think all 3 of his hits have been off the end of the bat, but he has gotten 90 feet to first base for 3 singles. That's 270 feet total. Is that all you have, is 3 taps of your pen on your desk?
That's what I got right now. Been a frustrating day. Been a frustrating series on a lot of levels here.
Well, you know, when you throw the ball around like they did today, that's what's frustrating.
That is such a rarity for this club.
And when you think maybe one hit could have made the difference in a game, that's frustrating as well.
Ripped at and missed by Ludwig with a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Sweeney playing behind Adrian at first. Top foul back.
And Madsen working that 2-seam fastball into the righties.
Five runs, 5 hits for the Phillies. No runs, 5 hits for the Padres with 4 San Diego errors today. Padres have stranded 4. Phillies have left only 2 on base. And Ludwig goes down hacking for the second out. Padres down to their final out, and Chase Headley comes up. Call. I'll tell you what, in this series, you got to hand it to Philly pitching. If the Padres do not score here in this ninth, it'll be just 3 Padre runs in the 3 games. With one of those games, the first going 12 innings.
Sounds like the Phillies series when they were playing the Astros back home.
Yeah, Phillies swept by Houston before coming here at Citizens Bank Park. Had lost 4 in a row and 6 of their last 8 at home. The Phillies. Right on the inner half. This will be the 2nd straight season Phillies have swept the series at Petco. It'll be their 7th consecutive win if they hang on, and they're 1 strike away. Chase today is popped to second, line to center, and grounded to second. 0 for 3. Fouled past third. Eight scoreless today for Cole Hamels. He had not won in his last 8 starts. So he's hanging in. Two and 2 on the Padres' third baseman. And time requested. Down and in, and it's 3-2. Toriyama on deck, hoping he gets a chance.
Well, that one run in the ninth really comes in huge for the Phillies to make it 5-0.
Taking you out of slammering.
Yep.
A drive to center. Victorino waiting on it. And the Phillies win it 5-0. They sweep the 3-game series. Too much Cole Hamels today. As the Padres are blanked at home. They dropped their 4th straight. Their longest losing skid of the season. The Phillies shut out the Padres 5-0. We'll take a timeout, come back and wrap things up for Petco Park after this.